All right, so a big statement made by Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister and firebrand leader Yogi Adityanath today when he was asked about the Gyanvapi dispute, said very clearly you cannot call it a mosque. In fact, in the biggest outreach so far, said that if there is a dispute, then it's the Muslim community which should offer a solution. There should be an outreach. But very significant what he said is that the walls of Gyanvapi are screaming out the truth. If there is historical proof, if there is geographical proof, pieces of evidence lying there, can that be ignored? So far, on Times Now exclusively, we've shown you at least 18 different pictures which are not a matter of hearsay, which are not from secondary sources, but pictures that were a part of the Gyanvapi survey. And today on the Explosive Exclusive, yet again, we get you a fresh tranche of pictures taken straight from the basement of the Gyanvapi. 6 images that have never been seen before on Indian television. So far, you have seen motifs which were related to Hindu religion. You've seen lotus flowers. Now let us show you how there was a damaged statue of a horse that was found in one of the places that was surveyed. Then again, you had a Naag fan, which is the head of a serpent. Why is it significant? Because remember, this is a Shiv temple. It is a Shiv temple. Shiv Shakti are there, and that is why to find a snake motif or a Naag fan there, extremely significant. A recess made in the walls, which is where anyone who's been to a temple, you would see there are these recesses made in the walls where you keep diyas, and then there are several idols, seemingly damaged idols, which also look like there was a Ganesh Murti there. There was an idol of Lord Ganesh which somebody has chipped away at. Let's stay on each of these pictures for a second and let our viewers see what are these fresh images that we have. Here you see not one but at least 6 different images here carved in the wall of the Gyanvapi, which look as if you have a Ganesh Murti which existed here, and all of them, the similarity is quite striking. The architecture made in such a fashion that each one of them is a mirror image of the other. Now, what is significant that when we have spoken to people who were a part of the survey that was done inside the Gyanvapi, they talk about how several idols looked as if they had been chipped away at. There are several reliefs, several motifs which very evidently look like fresh cement has been poured on top of them. This is the truth that Yogi Adityanath said is screaming from the walls of the Gyanvapi. This is one image. We are showing you a fresh image of how Ganesh idols were carved into the wall. Now let's move to the next image that we are talking about. This is one of the walls where you saw the Ganesh image. Another one where you see again, and this has been a recurrent motif. Anywhere you see, we've shown you on pillars, we've shown you in the basement. Now, several of the shilas, the shila pat or parts of the stonework which have been damaged, which are kept on the side. Again, this is one of the recurrent motifs that you see there, which is the lotus flower. Time and again, people have asked, how is it possible for such an ornamentation to be present inside a mosque? Third image that we are showing you is of a Naag fan or a serpent head. Like I said, it is extremely significant because Shiv Shakti, Adi Maheshwar, that is the god Shiv Shakti to whom the entire complex is dedicated to. And anyone who is a worshipper of Lord Shiva would know that he and the Naag is inseparable. So you have a Naag fan there as well. And then another one of the damaged idols that are seen, or a very large idol, a very large motif that was present there, is that of the head of a horse. Fresh images that you are seeing for the very first time on Times Now. The evidence that is present, the Devotees are asking for a survey to be conducted, and today even the Chief Minister has said that when there is a dispute, there should be an offer for a solution. But naturally, this wasn't taken kindly by the opposition, which has said very clearly, is this a threat?
उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री ने बड़ी साजिश के साथ एक जुडिशियल ओवररीच किया है। वो जानते हैं कि एसआई सर्वे के खिलाफ हाई कोर्ट, इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट में फैसला आने वाला है और ऐसे वक्त पे इस तरह की बात कर रहे हैं। इसको जुडिशियल ओवररीच कहेंगे तो क्या कहेंगे? 91 के एक्ट को मानो, अपना बिलीफ सिस्टम को बाजू रखो और संविधान के तहत उत्तर प्रदेश को और देश को चलना चाहिए।
हमारी मस्जिद थी, है, और ये उन्होंने अब अपने प्लानिंग के तहत, उसमें सियासी मसलहत के तहत वो ये काम करना चाहते हैं कि हमसे ज़बरदस्ती ये कहलवाना चाहते हैं कि ये मस्जिद, ये मंदिर है, मस्जिद नहीं थी।
Sister, it's already a mosque. It's continuing years back. No, it's not a new thing. They themselves is creating a story that it was a temple and that it was demolished and then constructed. Yeah, that is all, they go on saying lie in this kind of thing. Their intention is to make another issue for 2024 election. Always they used to make this kind of political tricks.
देखिए, मैं समझता हूँ कि ये मामला अदालत में है। मैं सिर्फ ये कहूँगा कि एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोजीशन रखते हुए योगी आदित्यनाथ 6.5 साल से चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं, बहुत जाने माने देश के पॉलिटिशियन हैं। उनको ये बात पता है कि जब अदालत में मामला ज़ेरे गौर है, उस पर किसी ओहदेदार को इस तरह का बयान नहीं देना चाहिए, ना ही कोई दबाव डालने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए। लेकिन चूंकि एजेंडा है और ये 2024 के एजेंडे का एक हिस्सा मालूम होता है, लेकिन ये अदालत को मुतासिर करने की कोशिश है। वो किसी पक्ष को देखने की बात नहीं है। हर पक्ष ने अपना मुद्दा वहाँ रख दिया है, ये अदालत को फैसला करना है।
So is this judicial overreach or is this an outreach? Alok Awasthi, spokesperson at the BJP in Uttar Pradesh, joins us. Advocate Nikhil Jain, political analyst. Ahmad Ayaz, former secretary, Jammu and Kashmir Muslim Personal Law Board, and Ratan Sharda, author. Ahmad Ayaz, I want to ask you first. All he is saying, let there be a peaceful solution. Will there be a solution? An outreach?
No, you see, these things normally are not supposed to come now. Why? Because this issue has been very seriously considered long back, and that's why we all must be knowing that Religious Police Act 1991 was passed. Why was it passed? To see that these things may come up in future any time. Sometime Muslims may claim that their graveyard is somewhere near a temple or a church. Likewise, other communities can call it sometime. There are chances. That is why we'll have to go by the spirit of the act. Spirit of the act is that to see that these issues are put to an end. Act was passed holding the position as it existed of religious places as it existed in 1947. So there should not be any issue now. So far as Yogi ji's today's statement is concerned, see, he is not simply a leader of a political party, but he is at a senior level in the system as a chief minister. So he should be very cautious while talking about things. One, that this case being in the court, and so we need not to pass our own judgments on the issue. Second,
but how is he passing a judgment? He is saying he is not passing a judgment. He is in fact asking a simple question. He is saying, sir, since you also are a former secretary of the Muslim Personal Law Board in Jammu and Kashmir, he is saying, can you see the Trishul? If you can see the Trishul, please offer a solution. You can see the Trishul.
Well,
you can see the, the swastik.
Well, that is what I say. Likewise, there may be something. Tomorrow, we as Muslims may say, we may say that there is something near the mandir.
But you should.
Will you accept that?
You should.
I don't think that is acceptable.
He doesn't have to accept it. Go to court.
That's why you'll have to uphold the Act of 1991.
Go to court. Who's stopping you? As a former secretary of Muslim Personal Law Board, go to court.
It should not crop up now. these things should not crop up now, because these things should not crop up now. We should respect the law of the land. This has been put an end by the 1991.
Okay, let's take it one by one.
So
Ratan
these
Sharda,
questions
point
should
number
not
one,
arise.
this is
If you
judicial,
accept
this is
this,
overreach.
issue,
This
then
is
I don't-
overreach
I
on
don't
part of the
think
Chief
there
Minister.
is
When the
any
matter
other
is in court, why is he speaking on it? This is overreach.
Well, what is available in the open, society, what is available on the portals, on newspaper, everywhere, he's only quoting that. The earlier survey which showed all these symbols that you're showing now, showed that these are all symbols that belong to Hindu pantheon, Hindu temples, not to mosque at all. So what he's doing, he's just saying this evidence is already available, this is there in the open, and Muslims should come forward, find a solution. He is being very pacifist. It is for these people to go ahead and make some kind of noise. Now, my basic question comes that from this denial, how long will the denial happen? For Ayodhya, they made the case crawl for decades together to must stall what is truth. Again, in this case, they are denying what is straight away available in the Alami, this Aurangzeb's biography. And I will quote one more book. It is called Hindu Temples, What Happened to Them. In this particular book, there is a chapter which quotes Hindustan Islami Ahad mein, in which there is a chapter Hindustan ki Masjid, in which the gentleman Navratul Ulama book published in 1972, English translation 1977, he says, talks about this very masjid where he says Visheshwar's Mandir was demolished and a place of mosque was created. This is written by Maulana Abdul Hai and with the forwarder Ali Mia. Are they going to deny that also? But it is historic evidence. Why do you want to drag the issue? The Hindus came up with just 3 demands: Kashi, Mathura and Ayodhya. These so-called Islamic leaders kept on dragging the issue and they kept on trying to deny this fact. And when they talk of Place of Worship Act, do they know of a clause where older than 100 years, place of worship can be challenged? Go ahead, read the law again. I think section 3 or something. So this continuous denial to keep on friction, because that is how they can scare the community.
Why drag out the matter, Nikhil?
I can tell you honestly.
Okay, Yogi Adityanath is being a pacifist. In fact, he's saying stop dragging out the matter, which will only vitiate the atmosphere. Khatam kijiye.
Padmaja, you are the secretary of the former secretary of the JM. They should also approach the court for mandirs that have some elements of Islam in them. I think that is precisely what we should not do, and that is precisely why the 1991 basis of worship was passed. As well as
Okay, we'll just try and fix your audio very quickly. Ratan Sharda wants to respond to you while we fix your audio. Yes. Just one quick rebuttal, Ratan Sharda. Yes.
I'll be very happy to have Truth Reconciliation Commission, where every mosque and every temple can be surveyed and designated whether it's a mosque or a temple. This goofa of this, putting a red herring in the place, like Muslims also claim on certain temples. Please go ahead. You got Waqf board. You have been able to attach huge properties, including 1500-year-old temple, which is before Muhammad was born. So if that is the way you want to go, I would say please go and let Hindus claim those 30,000 plus temples, which is already there. This book has only 2,000 with complete evidence from Islamic evidence, not from Hindu evidence. Islamic evidence written on the mosque itself.
Okay, but Alok Awasthi, many will then argue, Ratan Sharda कह रहे हैं कि हिंदुओं को भी चले जाना चाहिए कोर्ट, मुसलमानों को भी चले जाना चाहिए कोर्ट. 21वीं सदी में हर कोई फिर अपनी मंदिर, मस्जिद, गुरुद्वारे को लेके कोर्ट में ही बैठा रहेगा.
देखिए, यह स्थापित सत्य है कि कालांतर में जो शासक रहे उन्होंने अपने तलवारों के जोर पर कई सारे मंदिरों को तोड़ करके मस्जिदों में परिवर्तित किया. धर्म परिवर्तन के तमाम उस समय के वाक़ये आते हैं. यह इतिहास में दर्ज है और यह अंकित है. आज अगर मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी ने कोई सवाल खड़ा किया है, वह एक पत्रकार के प्रश्न के जवाब में वो बात कह रहे थे कि दीवालों में अंकित है, जाकर देख लीजिए किस मस्जिद के अंदर त्रिशूल बनाया जाता है, घंटियां बनाई जाती हैं, ऐतिहासिक तथ्य है, मूर्तियां हैं, वहां पे नाग का वहां पे चिन्ह है, वहां पे कमल का फूल है और तमाम स्वास्तिक के चिन्ह हैं. कौन सी ऐसी मस्जिद है जो विरासत में से बनाती है। वही आपको यह भी ध्यान देना पड़ेगा कि उसी मस्जिद की दीवार में श्रृंगार गौरी का मंदिर है,
बट अहमद अयाज का कहना है कि मुख्यमंत्री क्यों इसमें पड़ रहे हैं? जब मामला ऑलरेडी कोर्ट में है, मुख्यमंत्री क्यों बोल रहे हैं ऐसा? तब तो लोगों का कॉन्फिडेंस हिल जाएगा ना कि क्या उनको न्याय मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा। मुस्लिम पक्ष को पहले से ही लगेगा कि भाई मुख्यमंत्री तो पक्षपात कर रहे हैं, वो मंदिर पक्ष में है।
देखिए, मैं आपको स्पष्ट कर देना चाहता हूं, मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी भी का अपना भी एक पक्ष हो सकता है, लेकिन एक मुख्यमंत्री के नाते वे कानून व्यवस्था उनके हाथ में है, वहां पर कोई परिवर्तन नहीं होने जा रहा है। कोई सरकार उसको एक्वायर करके जो है हिंदुओं को देने जा रही है। जो भी कोर्ट का निर्णय होगा तथ्यों के आधार पर होगा। मुख्यमंत्री जी ने तो सिर्फ इतना कहा है कि वहां पर आप दीवारों में अंकित देख लीजिए और मुस्लिम पक्ष को आना चाहिए बात, अगर वो बात करना चाहे तो करना चाहिए। जो गलतियां हो गई हैं उसको सुधारा जा सकता है। वहां पर कोई सरकार उसको एक्वायर करके डंडे के जोर पर कोई किसी को देने नहीं जा रही है।
ओके, नोबडी इज सेइंग अहमद अयाज कि कोर्ट के ऑर्डर को ओवर रूल किया जा रहा है। ऑल दैट योगी आदित्यनाथ इज सेइंग कि हम बातचीत से ही ये सुलझा लेते हैं। कितने ऐसे डिस्प्यूट्स हैं जो कि बातचीत से, रिकंसिलिएशन से सुलझाए जा सकते हैं और जा चुके हैं? व्हाई ड्रैग इट आउट?
You'll have to accept you'll have to accept either you'll have to accept law of the land or you'll have to say no. Point is, when these issues already stand settled, considering that these things will come up in the future, and then the country has to fight only on these things, there won't be anything other than this to be discussed about. This, unfortunately, what is happening now. That is why this act was passed and everything was put to an end. It is possible somewhere in a mosque, near a mosque, something pertaining to Hindus may come up. That is possible. Likewise, something pertaining to Muslims may come up somewhere. So that's why, considering this aspect, to see that these things don't come up in the future.
Okay, Ratan Sharda, again and again the same argument, again and again the same argument. जैसे हिंदी में कहते हैं गड़े मुर्दे उखाड़ रहे हैं।
Why are the issues coming up now?
वैसे आप गड़ी मूर्तियां उखाड़ रहे हैं।
देखिए, अगर हमारी मूर्तियां तोड़ी गई, अगर वो गाड़ी गई, तो हिंदू जो त्रस्त समाज है, जो पीड़ित समाज है, वो अपनी बात करेगा ना। आप उनका मुंह बंद नहीं कर सकते। और मेरा एक ही सवाल है इनसे, हागिया सोफाया टर्की के अंदर मॉस्क डिक्लेयर कर दी गई, मॉस्क नहीं थी। और अगर मेरा मंदिर आपके मस्जिद बनने से पहले था तो उसका कोई स्टेटस नहीं है। आपका स्टेटस है। आप तो औरंगजेब से बिलोंग नहीं करते, आप किसी अकबर से बिलोंग नहीं करते। यही के लोगों, आप उनके अगर आप कहते हैं कि मुसलमान का उनसे लेना देना नहीं है, तो आप बोलिए कि भाई साहब आपका जो है आप ले लीजिए, हमें हमारे मस्जिद में पूजा करने दीजिए, हमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। आप क्यों औरंगजेब और अकबर की साइड लेते हैं? आपको उससे क्या लेना देना? आप भी भुगते, हम भी भुगते, हम हिंदू रहे, आप मुसलमान बन गए, सीधी सी बात है। आप एक तरफ कहते हैं मुसलमानों को मत खींचो, आप जबरदस्ती उसमें घुसते हो। आप बोलो ना कि औरंगजेब ने तोड़ के बनाया, आप ले लीजिए, बात खत्म हो गई।
नहीं, वो मान भी रहे हैं, कई हिस्टोरियंस ने भी मान लिया है। ही इज सेइंग लेट इट बी, ही इज सेइंग लेट इट बी। कि हिंदू साइड जो है, रतन शारदा, ही इज चेंजिंग इट्स टैक्टिक। समटाइम्स दे से वी विल गो टू कोर्ट, समटाइम्स दे से हमें हवाले कर दो, समटाइम्स दे से हमसे बातचीत कर लो। दे आर सेइंग हमें नहीं करनी है बातचीत जब हमारे पास प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट है।
मैंने कहा ना, 100 साल से पुरानी चीज को चैलेंज कर सकते हैं। पढ़िए सेक्शन 3, प्लीज चेक, यू हैव ऑलरेडी चेक्ड, यू टेल देम चेक द बिल अगेन।
ओके, गो ऑन।
Then you repeal the act, then you repeal the act. Mr. Sharda, then you repeal the act.
No, it's not.
Change the act, don't accept that. You challenge the act. You don't accept the act then.
Why I have gone to court if it is wrong? Court will not accept me, no?
1991 act is not acceptable to you.
The court will throw me out, no? Court is not throwing me out.
No, then you say, then we will also say something. If you
Please
say
go
that
ahead.
today there is something that Gyanvapi, we will also say something then somewhere. We have also said something to say.
I am all for it.
It is not that you are, okay, do you mean that we'll have to only fight? No, do you mean then we'll have to only fight on Hindu-Muslim issues? No, do you mean then we'll have to engage ourselves on Hindu-Muslim issues only? Do you mean that?
That is a separate issue.
Sharda, do you mean that with this we have to engage ourselves on only Hindu-Muslim issues?
We are carrying for last 1000 years. We'll have to heal properly.
There is nothing to do other than this.
The issue, not by hiding it away, not trying to cover it away with small paper where there is surgery is required. You should not get into the trap of trying to defend the invaders.
I'm sorry, Ratan Sharda.
Okay, you know, also I want to quickly address this issue of how when you are talking about reclaiming a place of worship, It is not a Hindu-Muslim issue. It's an issue of faith. To denigrate it by saying this is a Hindu-Muslim issue, no, it's not. It's about a place of worship, sir. Anyhow, Nikhil Jain wants to come. Nikhil Jain and then Alok Awasthi. Yes.
So what I was trying to say earlier, Padmaja, was that India is a country with a very complex history. Firstly, the majority of the country was a Buddhist country. Then people converted into Hinduism. People were at the same, later on, they were converting into Christianity, into Islam. We had Islamic rulers, Hindu rulers. As a consequence, what we see in the country and its architecture and its monuments, sir, my network is already poor. My network is already poor. I'd really appreciate it if you won't interrupt.
No, don't mislead people.
So what we see in Indian monuments, is that a lot of them have been built on pre-existing structures. You will find masjids that have been built upon mandirs. You might also find the opposite. There are a bunch of Hindu rulers who broke temples. There are Muslim rulers who broke temples. Hindu rulers breaking masjids. That is a part of the Indian
history. Let's not make blanket statements without historical fact. Here there are people who have picked up historical fact and they are proving it as evidence. They are quoting it as evidence. Don't out of hand say things like there is a bunch of Hindus who desecrated mosques. There is a bunch of Hindus who broke monasteries. No.
No. I am not denying the findings of the ASI survey. I am not for a moment trying to claim that this structure is a mosque and had always been a mosque. What I'm trying to say is that in India, hundreds and thousands of such structures may exist, which were once a temple but now are a mosque. Are we now to break down every single mosque in the country? Do we want to develop? Do we want to save the people of Manipur? Do we want to give our children education? Or do we just want to break down masjids and mandirs?
Okay, respond. Alok Awasthi.
Not restrict our worship to the places that are already there.
Alok Awasthi.
मेरा इतना ही कहना है कि न्याय पाने का तो सबको अधिकार है. यही बात राम जन्मभूमि मंदिर के बारे में भी कही जाती थी कि यहाँ पे तो भगवान राम पैदा ही नहीं हुए, किस कमरे में पैदा हुए ये बताया जाए. लेकिन फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर पे जो सैटेलाइट इमेजेस के आधार पे जो एएसआई ने जो सर्वे किए उसके आधार पर निर्णय हुआ और उस निर्णय को सबने स्वीकार किया है. यहाँ पर भी कोर्ट के निर्णय को स्वीकार करने की बात है. एएसआई का सर्वे रोकने का जो प्रयास कर रहे हैं लोग, तो आज अगर कोई विवाद अगर है और कोई इतिहास में कोई चीज दर्ज है तो उसका साइंटिफिक रूप से कोई चीज अगर पता की जा सकती है तो एक ही तरीका है कि एएसआई सर्वे करे और उस पर जो है कार्बन डेटिंग के द्वारा या सैटेलाइट इमेज के द्वारा या अपने और अन्य विधियों के द्वारा वैज्ञानिक तौर पे स्थापित कर सकता है. लेकिन मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, जो योगी आदित्यनाथ जी पे आप आरोप लगा रहे हैं कि वो एक शासक के बैठे हुए उस तरह का बयान क्यों दे सकते हैं, मैं पूछना चाहता हूं मनमोहन सिंह जी ने क्या ये नहीं कहा था शासन में बैठ करके कि देश के संपदा पर सबसे पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है? क्या यहाँ की सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जब शाहबानों के पक्ष में फैसला किया था तो क्या पॉलिटिकल लोग कांग्रेस पार्टी समय की जाकर के संसद में कानून नहीं बदल देती है तुष्टीकरण के लिए? तो यह तो देश में कई बार इस तरह की चीजें आई हैं कि लोगों ने अपने विचारों के तहत देश के ऊपर लाद दिया है. तो यहाँ पर तो योगी जी ने यही कहा है कि वहां पर दीवारों में अंकित है, आपकी आंख दीवारें बोल रही हैं, इतिहास बोल रहा है, किताबों में अंकित है, लंदन की म्यूजियम में जो है ऐसे चित्र वहां पर अंकित हैं जिसमें कि साफ साफ दिख रहा है कि वहां पर जो है ज्ञानवापी परिसर के अंदर जो है वहां पर मंदिर था. तो उसकी बात क्यों नहीं होती है?
Chief Minister as head of state highlighting that here is evidence, the court should listen to it, but in the meantime, is there a possibility of a via media, of a solution out of court being found? Is this about reconciliation or riding roughshod over the court process? The debate is on. For the time being, thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining me. That's it then from me on this edition of the Explosive Exclusive. I'll see you next at 8 p.m. where we'll take a closer look at even more images that we have accessed from within the Gyanvapi. We will also go to people across India and do a live Gyanvapi survey. What does the Muslim community have to say about this offer of Yogi Adityanath about the reconciliation formula? See you then.